Well, hello everybody. Chuck, Northside Guy, back with some recent pickups. I've been very active collecting in a number of vintage areas. Today I'm going to present 16 1953 Bowman color cards that I picked up over the past month or so. And hope you enjoy. I've really been trying to find centered examples in a 6 to 7 type of range. And I think the cards are just beautiful, and I have about 17 left to complete the set. I was inspired by Bowman 53, who of course dazzled us with not only his collection, but the production values of his videos and the number of ways he's unpacked the sets for all of us. It just really has been an inspiration, and I'm really enjoying collecting this set. So without further ado, let's just take a look at some of these recent pickups. Hope some of my Philly guys, shout out to Ray from Philly, Mike O, Wesker Grip. I know you're all Phillies fans, and perhaps there are others I'm overlooking, but here's a Kurt Simmons. Next up is a Charlie Grimm. And, oops, pardon me. Next up is a Ralph Kiner. I spent a lot of time looking for this card and finally just succumbed and got one. You'll note there's an ink spot on the back of his jersey there. I have yet to find one without it, so I just found a well-centered example and added it. I'm going to keep my eye out for future copies, and if there isn't an ink spot and there's a PSA 6 or 7 that's well-centered, I'll get a fresh one. Hector Rodriguez. Just love the photography in this set. Who doesn't? Bill White. For those of you who have watched prior videos of mine, you may recall that Luke Easter enjoys quite a notable history in my collection. I purchased my first Luke Easter in a PWCC auction and received outreach from them later on that the copy I purchased was altered. I sent it back, got a full refund, and kept my eye out for another Luke Easter. Finally found one, won this at auction. I think it was, actually I paid less, and really like this version of my Luke Easter. So welcome back, Luke. Now we get into some of these cards that are in the getting closer into the high number and middle numbers that are often very difficult, particularly find centered in the set. Nice PSA 7 there. Here's one I'm really proud of to find very nicely centered, a Yogi Berra. Just really like it, a splotch on the case. Really glad to get this one. Not as well centered left to right as I would have liked. I was a little too quick to pull the trigger on it. It was a buy it now on eBay, and I think I should have looked at it a little bit, but I'm going to keep this one. I like it. I like the Dodger cards from this set in particular. And here's an Alpha Brazel, what a great name. Perfectly centered as far as I can tell. Little touches up here make it, I think, a 7 and not a higher grade. When you see this card in person, it's wonderful and makes me wonder if I should be collecting 8s in the 53 Bowman, but I'm too far along now. I'm going to just finish it up in the 6 and 7. George Schuba. A little bit of ink overrun there, but otherwise a very nice centered card, good-looking card, crisp photography. Let me just make a comment. I don't know if anyone else is finding this, but in some of the vintage sets, I'm finding the inventory available on eBay to be quite low these days. I don't know if there are many others like me who are, looking at vintage instead of the moderns, and eating up all the moderns, buying up. But I'm finding that in some of my preferred areas of focus, the inventory available is just dramatically less than pre-COVID. Just maybe another data point that the hobby is booming in all areas, or maybe folks are just hanging on to the vintage. I just don't know, but I'm enjoying, obviously, the ones I'm able to find, and certainly 16 cards over the last month is nothing to sneeze at. And the final one I have to share with you today is this Howard Fox. There's 160 cards in this set, a Bowman color. This is 158. So, well, I hope you enjoyed this. I have other pickups that I'm pursuing actively. Some big auctions this month, Heritage, Golden, etc. And hope to be back with other cards if I'm successful in these auctions. Having a hell of a lot of fun. Hat tip to all the contributors of Hobbypalooza. I've watched several of the videos and have in my subscriber, watch later, several more to watch. So really enjoying that. Miss, obviously, like we all do, the national convention in person, but fingers crossed we can all convene in Chicago next year. In the meantime, I hope you enjoyed these cards. Take care, everyone.